This is my Honda Integra Type R that I bought for cheap.
And with it being cheap, it meant that it also needed a lot of time, love and care. So I swapped the aftermarket alloys for some original ones. I bought a mint condition steering wheel because the old one was absolutely battered, and I also gave the engine bay a new lease of life by refurbing the rocker cover and giving the engine bay a good deserved clean.
Which should have only left me with the windscreen and the bodywork to take care of, but unfortunately that wasn't the case.
Rust. This car is pretty old and it's Japanese, which don't really go hand in hand. It's very rare to get one of these cars in a very good condition underneath, and with the lack of care that this car has got, it went a little bit crusty underneath, and after finding out it needed some weld repairs, and things came to a halt.
But finally, all of that is taken care of and I can carry on with trying to achieve that dream of working my way up to a supercar. Okay, we're back on with the Honda Integra, the supercar series that you all know and love. And now the car has come back from having the welding done, which did take quite a while. We can now get all the bodywork sorted. So the next step for this car, we're not wasting any time, is straight to the body shop. Let's go.
This is going to be one of the final things that is really going to bring this car back to life, so let's get it sorted.
Okay, we're at Custom Paintworks where the Integra is going to be staying and having all of the bodywork sorted out. The car's a little bit rough on the outside, so it needs a few bits doing. So we're going to be leaving it here and we'll pick it up when it's finished.
So they're going to make a start on bringing this Integra back to its former glory. On the rear arches, a little bit of rust has started to form and started to bubble at the top. So they're going to get rid of that, fill it in, prime it, and then they can respray it. They did the majority of the rear end. The only problem is I couldn't get the front bumper done because I simply ran out of the budget. But we'll get into that a little bit later. And it wasn't long until the car was finished.
Okay, I've just had the message to say the Integra is now done. So we're heading there to pick it up now. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see how good it's going to look. So let's go pick it up and let's go see what it looks like.
The exciting part is after this step, there shouldn't be too much more left to do on this car.
The Integra is right behind this door. I can't wait to see it. It's going to look good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty fresh Integra after this. I know it's taken ages, but the car after today should finally be ready. We've only got a couple more things to do to the car, but the main jobs now are taken care of, the paint and the welding. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, it looks fresh. It looks fresh. Right. Look at that now. Oh, that's much better, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks loads better.
That's it. So we've had the spoiler painted, we've had the boot painted as well because that was all lacquer peeled and it it had no lacquer on it. And of course, where all the rust had started to bubble up and come through on the arches, that has been painted on this side and on this side as well. Oh, we've also had the bonnet done. There was rust up there started to come through on the bonnet and that's been done as well. So let's take it home, and we've got a pretty obvious thing missing that should have just arrived that we can go install, but yeah, the tag's looking better than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks
this is
good.
what this car's deserved. Right, let's go.
And a little bit later, we'll go over all of the costs that it's took to get this car to where it is. But for now, we've got a couple more jobs to take care of.
Okay, the tag is nearly completed, but there are a couple of things left to do. The first one is in this envelope, and for those keen-eyed viewers, you'll notice something that is missing on this Integra. Now, of course, where it's had to be painted, somewhere around here, which we're going to have to figure out where, there is a Integra Type R sticker, isn't there, Millie? Yes, there is. And that should be what is in here. Now, I don't know how I'm going to line these up because they've got to kind of be symmetrical on both sides, but I guess you're not going to see both sides at the same time. So That's what these are. These are the Integra Type R stickers, and they should go somewhere around here. Now, the important part is trying to make them symmetrical on both sides. I have got an image of a Honda Integra, and by the looks of things, they kind of go about, sorry about the dog, they kind of go around 2 inches above this crease and probably 3 inches away from the door. So I'm just going to try and get them symmetrical for me on both sides and not worry too much about where they should be, as long as they're both in the same kind of postcode. Let's get them on.
So with zero help at all from Millie, I'm just going to give these a go and try and get them as close as I can to where they are from the factory. And I think I did a pretty good job.
There we go. That looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's one side done. I need a job at Honda, I do. Look how good that is. Okay, we've got to now match this side to the other side. That's now the important bit.
Now I can do the exact same on the passenger side.
It's coming together now. Sick.
And they are looking amazing. It's actually mad how much 2 stickers make a difference.
They look mint, and now we're on to the last couple of jobs for this Integra, and we can finally move it on. This one has took way too long, but we're finally getting to the end. The next job was going to be the windscreen. There's a massive J crack in the windscreen. I don't know if you'd be able to even see it on the camera, but the crack goes from here, it goes down all the way to here. Now, I'm having a nightmare with this windscreen. Dr. Windscreen can't find any. Apparently, there's no more in the country. And if I get one without this rubber seal at the top, you can't fit the windscreen without this rubber seal. It's been an absolute nightmare. So the annoying part is this car now needs an MOT. I've asked the MOT tester, he said that is an advisory. So I know it makes sense to get the windscreen done, then take the car for the MOT, but I simply cannot find a windscreen, and I've got a lot more searching to do. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but the next stop for this car is to take it for an MOT. I think there's only about 30 days left, and of course, whoever does end up wanting this car off me, it's probably better if it's got a fresh MOT. So the next stop is the MOT station.
This could really go one of 2 ways. I'm either going to get the car passed and it's going to pass with flying colours, or I'm going to have a failed car and I'm going to need to do even more repairs to it, which is going to take even longer. And with how long this car's already taken, that's kind of the last thing I want. But the MOT is about to run out, so I've got more chance of actually selling this car if it's got a fully legit 12 months MOT on it, that someone will not be able to worry about anything until next year. So I'm just going to get it in and keep my fingers crossed that there's nothing that comes back or needs repairing on this MOT test.
It has passed. Now we can move on to the final job, which I'm struggling with, which is that windscreen. But the Teg now has a full year's MOT, couple of advisories, but nothing that majorly needs doing right now, and it's stuff that if people were bothered, they could get them done. So the last job is to try and find a windscreen.
This is going to be a little bit of a problem. Currently, there's no brand new DC5 Type R windscreens available in the United Kingdom. So I've only got one other option, and that's to try and find someone either breaking a Honda Integra or try and find a windscreen that's second hand. There is one on eBay for £400, but if I'm sticking to the rules, I don't actually have budget for it. So the only thing I can do is keep checking the internet every day and see if one miraculously pops up. And I don't know how, one of them actually did. The good news is it's only about an hour and a half away from where I live, so I jumped straight in the car and drove to go and buy this windscreen. This is literally the only one in the country that is under £400. I got seriously lucky with this one. Let's just hope that when I get there, it's in good condition, and I might even be able to get it cheaper without the postage fee. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And after arriving and checking out the windscreen, miraculously, it was perfect. So I sent the money and finally found a windscreen.
Okay, the reason I've had to go for a second-hand windscreen is because Dr. Windscreen has looked everywhere for a brand new one, and apparently they've all sold out in the country and we don't know when they're going to get any more, and I need this car doing ASAP. So we've just bought this one. It's second hand. It does come with the seal, but Dwayne said he can make a new one of them if need be. This one has luckily no cracks in it, not even really any marks on it, which is really good. So we're just waiting for Dr. Windscreen to get here. We can get the old windscreen off or out and then fit that one, and that is then officially the Integra finished. It's ready to go after that. Right, let's do the windscreen.
Sometimes the stars really do align. I still can't actually believe I managed to find one of these, especially only an hour away from where I live. But it wasn't long after until Dr. Windscreen arrived, and I want to give a massive shout out to him for coming in last minute to fit this second-hand windscreen. So if you need any windscreen jobs doing, then I'll leave the link in the description down below. But now we can get the old glass out and then start prepping it for the new one. And that is looking 1000 times better, and for some reason it's actually a little bit different to the old one.
And just like that, the second-hand new to me windscreen is fitted and it looks much better. For some reason it's got like a little bit of a blue tinge to it, like an import kind of spoon look to it, and it looks really, really good. But of course, a massive thank you, as usual, to Dr. Windscreen. Dwayne and Reese are absolute legends. I'll leave their link in the description down below. Anything windscreen related, let them know and they will sort you out. They've even put a brand spanking new seal on the top. These are really hard to get. Dr. Windscreen has got them in stock, and that is looking a lot better. Okay, that is now the Integra complete.
I guess I can only apologise for how long this car has taken. I just didn't want to screw someone over knowing that the car would need welding underneath. But now everything's taken care of, it's time to get this car online and up for swaps. So the first job is to go get it washed. And of course, do the interior. I'm going to wipe it all down, give it a hoover and make it look the best it can be, because these red seats are absolutely stunning. And now it's time to go get some pictures and get this car online.
Okay, interior is as clean as it can be. Last job to do with this car is to now go get some pictures and we can finally get this online and see what we get offered. Let's go. And that is it. That is the end of the line for this Honda Integra Type R, and I think we've done an amazing job at bringing this car back to life. When we got it, it was battered, it was bruised, it had all this horrible nasty rust coming through on the arches and on the sills. We've had that all done, we've put fresh stickers on it, we've had the paintwork sorted out, and this car is actually looking very, very fresh, and it can now actually be deemed as a pretty good example of a Honda Integra DC5. The wheels are now back to the factory ones, which just suit this car and will definitely appeal to a wider audience. Even down to the steering wheel, this is one of the best conditioned steering wheels that I could find, and it just makes this interior all come together. The seats, this is probably one of the best conditioned red Recaros that I've ever seen. The bolsters are still all intact and there's no rips or tears in any of the Recaro seats, which is a massive bonus. And also not forgetting the engine bay. We've done the rocker cover, we've gave it a good of detail as we can, and it is looking a lot more fresh. And with all of that, everything is now complete. All the jobs that I needed to take care of are all done on this car, and there's only one thing left to do. And that is to get some pictures and get this car online and see what we get offered. A little bit of a sad one because I actually love this car, but I've had my fun with it, we've repaired it, we've put it back to a good standard, and now it's time to move it on, and it will all be worth it in the end because we've got to get to that supercar. So let's get some pictures.
So I'm going to go around the entire car like I usually do and get some really good up close and detailed pictures. For me, when I've sold a car or swapped a car, the more pictures the better. It shows that you're not trying to hide anything.
And that's it, all the pictures are taken and this car is now officially ready to move on. It's took ages, but we're finally at that point where we can get it online. But before we do that, I think it would be rude not to take it on one last drive.
I cannot believe it's actually coming to an end. It's been honestly quite stressful, but so fun to say that we've had an Integra DC5 on this journey to a supercar. And this one I will be upset to see go, because I am a Honda fan at heart. If there's one manufacturer that I'm a fan of, it is Honda. I just think nothing else drives like them, and they just give you that fun factor that I've not found in any other car yet. I just love them, but it'll all be worth it when we're going out that day to collect my first ever supercar. I know it'll all be worth it, so we've just got to let it go. But I need to take it on one last drive, have my little bit of satisfaction and my little bit of fun out of it, and then we can go back, add everything up that it's cost to get the car to this point, and then we can get it online and see what happens from there. Let's go. Now, I'm obviously biased because, like I say, I absolutely love Hondas, but if you've never driven one, they're not the fastest cars in the world. Any modern hot hatch now would probably beat one of these in a straight line, but for fun factor and just how much kind of driver focused they are and involving to drive they are, I just don't think you can beat a high revving K20 engine. They're just so fun. Paired with the VTEC, it's just an absolute perfect recipe for unlimited fun. And I think that is obviously why so many people take the engines out of Hondas and swap them into so many different chassis, because the engines are pretty much perfect. It all depends on your chassis of how fun you want to go. And you can also kind of build your own engine. You can supercharge it and they just take it. You can turbo it and they take it. You can build them up naturally aspirated and they take it. They're a little bit of a great starting point for whatever kind of build you're looking at. So these are a great car. The DC5 is an iconic front wheel drive chassis, and I don't think it will take long for this one to go, but I guess it all depends, because we're coming to that time of winter now where people don't really want to be looking at investing in a Jap car, but for someone that maybe wants to build this into a track car over winter, it'd be perfect. But let's enjoy it for one last time before I park it up ready for the next owner. Everything's just so satisfying, like the gearbox, the pedal position, the seating position. Honda really did get this right. It also has an LSD from the factory, which for a car this old to have an LSD from the factory, I just think is such a cool thing. There's just not really anything that these cars do bad. There's not really any common problems with the engine. They're just so fun to be able to turn the key and just go. It's actually quite fast, this one. To say it's not got a turbo, this is actually quite fast. I can't help but smile when I'm driving one of these cars. I've got to be honest, if I could alter the rules I really would, because if I chucked a turbocharger on this, it'd probably be faster than quite a lot of supercars. But the rules are the rules, and a supercar is a supercar, so it's got to go. It's got to go. I am going to miss it. Let's try a second gear pull. Bit of wheel spin there. Oh, what an engine! What a car! The gearbox on this is perfect. The clutch is perfect. The steering's perfect. It's actually a decent example. Mechanically, it's been maintained so well, and now the bodywork is in great shape to match it. Is actually really impressive. So fun. I can see why everyone just uses these on track. They're just, I don't care what anyone says, you can have 1,000 horsepower, but you couldn't use it like that on tight little B roads. These, you can use all the power everything we've had to spend on this car, what it's cost, and we can then work out how much I think it's worth looking at the values of other cars online. But that's it, the Integra is finished. Okay, so how much has it cost to get the Honda Integra Type R from that battered, old, horrible, neglected car to now what I would say is a pretty good example and pretty presentable car? So we sold the old white Mercedes-Benz C-Class for £9,500. I paid £7,500 for the Integra Type R, which left us with £2,000 to try and get it all repaired. And I think we should be on the money to the penny with how much we've spent. So the first thing was the steering wheel. That cost £200. The old one was battered. I bought a nice good condition one, a little bit pricey, but that did cost £200. Now the welding, when I found the rust, I needed to get that sorted. That cost £400, which this was an expense that I wasn't really expecting, but it's something that had to be done. So £400. Next, the bodywork / paintwork, that was £1,200, which is the biggest chunk of what we've had to spend, but that's what the price was. Next, the MOT, that's just a standard price of £45. The windscreen, it was on eBay for £200. I went and collected it and we managed to get that for £150, which I'm very fortunate for, because if we ended up having to pay £200, I think would have been £50 over that £2,000 budget. The stickers for the sides were £5. So let me add that up. I'm pretty sure that does equivalent to £2,000 on the dot. And there we go, £2,000 on the dot to sort out that Honda Integra. So the car now does owe me £9,500. So let's go in, let's have a look at the market on a current white Integra Type R and see how much we can put it up for. Hopefully we should be winning with this one. I think this one we should win on. What I want to do here is just work out what the current value of this car actually is. I can't put it into Enter Reg or any other value checkers because the car is so old. They've gone up in value as well, so it's quite hard to keep track of how much these cars actually cost. And looking at Auto Trader and Facebook, it was a little bit mixed. The market's a little bit weird on these. So the cheapest Honda Integra Type R on the internet, well, on Auto Trader at the moment, is this one, which is £12,000. Now, for those keen-eyed viewers, you'd notice it says 1.8 Type R. Now, I didn't actually know that these came with a 1.8 litre engine in them, so I don't think this is the proper imported K20A that is in my one. It doesn't have the Type R stickers on the side. It's a little bit weird. I'm not actually sure what it is. It doesn't seem to be an import. I'm really confused as to what this one is. If anyone actually knows what car this is, I'm intrigued, because as you can see, there's no Type R sticker on the side or anything, and it's in this awful silver colour. So yeah, I don't think that's the normal Integra Type R DC5 that everyone knows and loves. The next one in line is also £12,000, but it is on £140,000. That has got a full livery on it, and it looks like it's been a track car at some point. It's got aftermarket alloys. It looks like it's been used. Oh, then again, it looks like it's also had a full underside restoration. So yeah, that's a little bit of a niche one as well. So for me, the cheapest white Integra DC5 on the market right now is this one just here. This is obviously a white one, an import, the 2 litre, but it's also modified. It's got a bit of a weird rear bumper, and that one's up for £13,000. So if that's the cheapest right now online, I think we should just put mine up for £12,000 and maybe just take the nearest offer. This one is on 94,000 miles, so it's a little bit less than what mine is, but it's also £13,000. So I think we should put mine up for £12,000, but I'm happy to negotiate and I'm happy
to receive offers on that. I think that's fair, and I think it's probably worth that, in all fairness. Judging by the service history and how well it's been maintained, I think £12,000 is reasonable. So let's get it online.
So I'm going to get this car online and see what happens. I do want to try and keep to swapping as much as possible, but sometimes with this series I may just have to sell a car. The only rule that I do give myself if I do end up having to sell is that I have to buy the next car and fix it within the price that I sold the previous car for. That's the only rule, but I do want to try and stick to swapping. So I'm going to put that advert online, and I'm going to put in the description that I ideally want swaps, but I would be open to maybe getting a cash offer. So I'm going to give a good description of the car, I'm going to upload all the pictures that I took earlier, and of course make sure that I'm not missing any details.
That is the listing complete. All I've got to do now is make it official and put this car up for swaps. So the Integra Type R is now officially online and up for swaps. Finally, we got to the end of this one. The next one is going to be a fast one. It's going to be one that I can do myself on the driveway and work as fast as I want. But that's it. That's this one completed. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You wear a hat they call dad. Me, I'm the dad in a hat. You just like clubbing and clothes. Me, I like afternoon naps. 3, I be missed for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama. The mama loves me and I love her, so if she wants something, it's never a bother. 3 to the ladies, my babies, and 1 on the way now.